Hey, yo, everybody. So, how has chat? Go ahead, tell us how your weekend has been going. I'm gonna go through all the hellos real quick. Shannon said friends with the like button. Alice said, hello, people. I just seen one of you loves. Laura and JC, much love, and New Blood, welcome. There was so much red I didn't process. That wasn't just another heart at first. And then I was like, wait. Hey, yo, we have more people than I expected for our time slot, so that's awesome. Laura, I just picked back up beta reading today for you. Read through chapter 5 of HBS. Oh my god. Then sweatings and looky loos. I'm gonna assume that's a spicy chapter.
It's an erotic romance.
Oh, fair enough. I am sad that I can only commit to beta reading one project at a time because of my migraines.
Laura, I had to process what the HBS, and then I thought I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember now.
Yeah. This is the scammer romance.
The scammer room?
If you hear whining, it's Roy.
Okay.
He just ate his treat and now he wants more.
Because he ate it too fast, and now he's dealing with regret.
But I'm up here with croissant and strawberries.
Ooh.
That is a fancy snack. So I will have my wonderful co-hosts introduce themselves. Annika, if you would like to go first.
Hi, good morning. I'm Annika. I write mainly YA contemporary. At one point of this weekend, I will get that word right. At some point.
I also used to stutter on it, so I like with words like that, I just stop and say them like one syllable at a time. So it's like contemporary. And then over time my muscles built up, so now I can say contemporary. But sounding it out one at a time, it sounds weird when I say it. But it fixed it for me. So
yeah, and I'm starting to make videos about writing. I'm filming a vlog about this weekend, so
nice.
Very cool.
Oh, me.
JC, who looks mildly terrified in the corner.
I'm always terrified of intros. I am JC. I have a channel, lots of videos. I'm a contemporary fiction author and a poet. Oh God, I write contemporary fiction and poetry. There you go. And I have 5 books available on Amazon, 2 novels, 3 poetry collections. I have an online store with writer merch and an online magazine and a blog. And yeah, that's it.
Just a couple things.
Just a few. Just something to keep me a little busy. Laura.
Hi, I am Laura Nettles. I mostly have horror stuff published. I am experimenting, I guess you would say. I have some romance and erotic romance and a dark fantasy.
Dark academia?
Well,
is it dark academia?
Dark academia.
Whatever Crimson String is.
Vampires. Just give me vampires.
Vampire fiction is legit a subgenre of horror. I learned recently.
Is it?
It is. To be fair, genres and subgenres are 100% marketing tools. That's all they are. They're just labels to help readers find what they're looking for. So new ones pop up all the time, such as erotic romance. That's a more recent subgenre. There used to be a very strict line between erotica and romance, and now they're like, fuck your lines.
And Laura gave me a new one for the book that I'm currently editing and hope to it's probably not gonna get posted this year, but anyway, there's still hope. The When Love Calls one, she called it a dramatic contemporary romance, and I'm like, oh, okay, we'll go with. I've never heard. Okay, we'll go with that.
Well, not just be a drama.
Huh? Well, when I wrote it, I did not write it as a romance, but Dee read it and said, "Girl, this is a romance. What you talking about?" I was like, "No, it's not." She said, "Well, it might not be what you meant it to be, but that's what it is." And then Laura started reading it before I stopped her, because I was like, "Nope, I got to redo some things. Don't read it yet." And she said, "Dramatic contemporary romance." But I don't know. We'll see when it's finished.
All words are made up in the end, so
it's true.
Very true. I just got a book today. It is a poetry collection, and it's called "Choking Back the Devil." So it's like horror-ish.
I got choking.
Hell of a title.
Yeah.
Before you got to the devil part, I didn't know where you was going with choking back. I'm like, oh, and then you said the devil, and I'm like,
choking back
okay,
the devil.
Okay, not where I thought we was going.
So it's by Donna Lynch. Yeah, it's hard to read backwards writing. So
Sam, we don't have to behave because you're here. So
this is true. There you go, Laura.
Poems by Donna Lynch.
I have powers.
There we go.
I want to know what that's about when you read.
Well, first, Laura, did you finish your intro?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I guess. I am working full time now, so I have a job again. It is not in my industry, but it's a job. So I am a activities assistant for a memory care facility in a retirement home. So I'm doing all the exercise and the walks and the what are they called? Excursions, field trips with the people with dementia and Alzheimer's. So it's fun. Yeah.
And I am writing Mom's Method and Acid. On my channel, I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things. I am one of the co-organizers for the Storytellers Hearth. I also host streams on Mondays at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, where we do write-ins, parties, flash fiction free-for-all, which is in a couple of weeks. I highly encourage everybody to go there. As you all see, my brain just took a dive. And yeah. Oh, I have a website, smithalnasset.com, with a couple short stories on there. Until Pizza Do Us Part. Totally wholesome, not sad at all. Everyone should go read it. Laura side-eyeing me. And then I also have a villainous murder story. All That Glitters, also totally wholesome, not sad at all. And I am preparing Not For Her for the website. So,
would that also be totally wholesome?
That one may be my legit most wholesome one so far. But also there's a little bit of trauma, a little bit of triggering.
You gotta have the sour to appreciate the sweet.
Yes.
But yeah, if you wanna beta read Not For Her, then I will be emailing my beta readers sometimes I will be emailing newsletter subscribers sometime in July with the beta reading application, because they get exclusive first dibs at beta reading and all of that fun stuff. So Laura, actually, everybody tell me what you will be doing for this stream. I will be going over the notes that Laura and my other beta reader, Matt, my other critique partner, Matt, sent me. So I'm going one critique at a time tonight because that is all my brain can handle, even though some of the critiques are just what word was I thinking of? Chat, let us know. Also, it's
10 here.
It's a late night stream that I'm in charge of.
And it's 10 here, so it's not early. It's perfectly fine for after dark innuendo.
Exactly. 9 p.m. here, so totally not soon. Exactly. That look. A little bit, Sam. It's just a little.
Just a touch.
So what will you three be working on? I clicked because I forgot how many people there were. I will not lie.
Do you want to go first, Annika?
Yeah, sure. I'll be waking up. And if I have time and energy, I will start writing my story again.
Yay. I am going to probably watch some more Chicago Fire while possibly working on an outline. Maybe not. And I probably should find something to eat at some point because I'm hungry.
I recommend strawberries.
I don't have any.
Croissants?
I don't have any of those
and
either.
croissants.
I do have.
And
I think I have ramen noodles, and that might be what I got. With some broccoli that I might throw some broccoli in there.
Do you have eggs?
I think we have instant udon in the garage.
I do not have eggs, and I've never put eggs in my ramen noodles, so I've never tried that. So I don't know if I would actually like that.
Fair enough.
Soft-boiled egg.
Yeah, I don't know that I would like that. But one day I will try it. I don't have any eggs at the moment. You know, the price of eggs and everything.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We are rolling in money because we can buy a box of 60 eggs once a month.
Stop. Really? Oh, you are rich.
To be fair, so I don't understand this math, but buying a box of 60 eggs is like $22, $23. Buying a dozen
That's
eggs
a lot. God.
is 13 or 14.
12.
Wait a minute. Say that again, because I'm not good at math.
60 eggs. So you get 60 eggs, which is 5 dozen eggs.
Right.
For $23.
Okay.
Or 1 dozen eggs.
For half the price.
For
it's the
12
bulk,
or 13.
It's the bulk thing. Anything you buy in bulk is going to cost less than you would buy individually. I don't understand it either, but...
So that's what we do.
5 dozen eggs. Damn.
I just have a box. I cut the top off the box and I slide it into the fridge, and they last us a while.
Alice said she pays $15 for a box of 64. First of all, box of eggs, because mine comes in a carton.
No, it's a box.
But then again, I also don't shop.
It's layers of eggs.
I don't shop at Costco's or anything. I don't shop.
No, it's just at Walmart.
I don't shop at Walmart. I shop at the giant grocery store. So
that's fair.
Cartons.
But yeah, no, it's a box. It's got like a tray of eggs, a tray of 30, and then another layer with a tray of 30, and it takes up like most of the space on one of my shelves. But
I would be so scared to buy a box of eggs that big, mostly because I'm the person that has to check the eggs to make sure they're not cracked. And that's a lot of eggs to go through to check.
I don't think you eat as much as like a family of 6.
No, but I'm saying what I'm saying is
ours is 6.
To check. I would hate having to check each layer.
Oh, you can't. They're
exactly.
Look, my paranoia doesn't want to do it either. However, the practicality of budging and feeding the children eggs, it saves so much. And I have yet to have one that was broken.
Well, that's good.
I thought, I went to make eggs and I thought that there was a hard-boiled egg in the box, and I was so fucking confused, and I immediately started checking all the other eggs. What had happened was my husband had put a hard-boiled egg in the box and forgot about it. He was like, I just put it there to grab something. And I was like, oh my God, you can't do that to me. I'm sitting here, the eggs are weird. RP will be going through beta feedback. I saw that as ETA, and I'm like, why would it be ETA? Going through beta feedback because I got a new reader.
It is ETA. It does say ETA.
But he asterisked later to fix it.
And I ended up doing chores all day instead of beta stuff. That's fair. Bella will be working on the denim jacket she was stitching anime characters on last time. Ha, I was right. It was a typo. Joe Crazy says, I'm going to try really hard to get chapters done in my alien rom-com, but I'm recovering from a stomach problem today. Oh, I'm sorry about your stomach problem. Very intrigued by your alien rom-com. I was editing / revising episode 6 of To Kill Me Kindly, not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But I'm really quickly going to take a bit of the first sprint to write up my packing list for my trip. Look, JC, I don't know if you were there for it last sprint, but me and every co-host on screen misread TKMK's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So it was not just I.
But how?
Because, first off, I am dyslexic, so let us remember this.
Okay, yeah.
So my brain sees the TM and then like the K, they're just big, long letters. So that's all my brain needed to be like, TMNT. And I've been dyslexic so long, I knew I was wrong. I just could not process any other possibility. So, yeah. Alice pays $15 for a big box of 60 eggs. They used to be $15. They went up in price. Me too, Sam. I get mine from Walmart. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a family of 7 with Charlie. I have, not am. Hey, Morgan, and welcome. Didn't know you were 7 people in a trench coat. Hi, Alice. Look here, twin. It's been a long day. Lisa, don't start, twin. We may have rumbles in the jungles. Oh, that reminds me. Do you guys remember llamas and hats on YouTube?
Yes. Chris and rumblies. My tumblies have the rumblies only hands will satisfy.
Chris and I introduced our children to that over. Okay, so llamas with hats. I really only know of one animation, and it's between. I don't even know the other llama's name. I just know Carl. Well, the other llama comes home, and there's a dead body on the floor. And he's like, Carl, did you kill someone? And Carl is all like, nope, no, I did not do that. And he's like, well, Carl, he's bleeding on the floor. And he's like, well, yeah, I stabbed him. I stabbed him like 32 times. And he's like, Carl, that kills people. So real quick, I want to preface this with the reason we introduced the children to this is because one of my children likes to pretend to eat hands specifically. Like they'll just grab a hand and go, and the other one was like, why are you eating my hands? And I was like, because she has a rumbly in her tumbly that only hands can satisfy. And they didn't understand the reference, so we had to make them understand. Well, after, he's like, Carl, that kills people. And he goes, oh, well, then I guess I did kill him. He's like, Carl, where are his hands? And then Carl's like, oh, well, I got the rumbly in my tumbly that only hands can satisfy. So I cut off his hands and I cooked them and ate them. He's like, Carl, what's wrong with you? He's like, oh, well, I kill people and eat hands. That's for starters. And it was just one of those dumb internet things that went around my friend group. But now,
classic.
Chris and I to this day reference the hands part, and now all of my children reference the hands part. It's a great addition to my son stealing the smelly smell of cannibals that smell smelly from me. So for anybody in chat and who doesn't know, I hate cannibals. I hate them with a vengeance, with a passion, whether fiction or non-fictional. I don't think I've ever met one non-fictional, but either way, I hate them. And if I'm watching a show or anything, I always know when there is a cannibal on screen. I will always be like, I'm like, that person eats people. And I have never once been wrong. And my husband is like, how do you know? And I'm like, it's a survival instinct. That's what I assume. Mosquitoes really like how I taste. I can't take any chances. My instincts must be honed. Well, my son and I have been watching Supernatural, and it's been long enough that I don't actually remember most of the episodes. Well, we're watching an episode, and I see this person, and I'm like, I smell the smelly smells of a cannibal that smells smelly. And he was like, what? And I'm like, just watch it. And then, like, at the end of it, and so we had a conversation about that. And now, because I, too, pretend to eat the children, and, you know, it's just the thing parents do. And so I'll, like, go, like, at his shoulder or something, and then he'll be like, I smell the smelly smell of a cannibal who smells. So I'm like, how dare you turn this back on me? The rudest.
Comeuppance.
No. I know he's gonna do it, but it's such an automatic weird parent thing that I can't not do it. So just like the drink Baileys from the shoe, which came from a video on YouTube, and I forgot the name. Laura, help me! I do not know.
Is that the Shoes song? I don't know.
Carl, that kills people.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
I am checking. I think 45 minutes has a 57% win. I don't think it's losing anytime soon. Once again, 40 minutes is so unloved. It's the zero. The zero is like a dark abyss that people are looking into, and they don't like it. It's a skit.
Greg. Just watch the clip. It's interesting.
I shall look up the clip. I will look at the video and watch it during the first sprint.
Oh, Sam.
I didn't do anything.
There, I put it in the private chat.
I'm an innocent angel baby.
I'm sorry.
You have children? So obviously you're not an angel baby?
I'm an angel baby who had multiple angel babies through. I'm a Virgo. Immaculate conception.
Wow.
Alice said when this dude fishing and coming across this weird dude from the sea, it was like extremely weird. Dude, I forgot his name. I will look it up. No, you know what it is. It's because some people prefer long and some people like shortest option possible. And there are only 3 options, hence 40 is unloved. I mean, I suppose that's fair, Lisa. Alice said it's hilarious and weird at the same time. Well, I shall watch it during the first sprint. I cannot vouch for everybody else. But...
Oh, going back to Chicago Fire.
You need to go into the first sprint.
Huh?
I said we need to go into the first sprint as soon as I select the video.
All right, innocent angel baby.
I'm glad we're all on the same page. 3, 2, 1, go. Hey yo, we're back. How did everybody do that sprint? I finished the smaller revisions and stuff that I needed my critique partners to look at. I just need Matt to look at the ones that I sent him. And I had barely any time left, so I was like, let me just get set up for my next task, but then also just do nothing. So next sprint, I'm going to start looking through and tagging places that I think I could add or make certain reactions more clear. Or like add descriptions / make it more clear certain physical reactions are connected to mental flashbacks. So, which maybe I can add more of those. It's kind of funny because I went and I added a lot of that, and then there were spots when Fox was like, "I think you're doing too much," and essentially Laura said, "You didn't do enough." And I'm like, "Ha! Now I can do more." So that's where I'm at.
Very nice.
Go on.
Very nice.
Though not gonna lie, I'm starting to feel like the very beginning, so I will probably find where my pain meds fell to yesterday, take some, and then if that doesn't work, I can be content with this being my progress for the night. But I would really like to do more, but we will see.
Mm-hmm.
I have a backup YouTube video selected. I also have already put the poll up for the next sprint.
Cool.
Annika, how did you do?
I ate breakfast and wrote 440 words, which is pretty good.
Very nice. Laura, I saw something in chat about Roy.
Yes, Roy has been fed and walked, and I finally opened my document. So I submitted a short story. It is a gothic romance. And I got an email response from the magazine. They're like, well, we really like it. It's a little too subtle for the ending. Can you edit it a little bit more? And we want it for September. So I am rereading what I got so I can make the edits.
I too have that problem sometimes, where it's a little too subtle, and then it's like you got to make it more obvious, and I'm like, but do I want to?
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the piece is called Snatched Ghosts, and there's grave robbing.
You've snatched my attention already.
Yeah. So,
are the ghosts connected to the grave robbing?
Yes, they are.
I'm so good at figuring things out.
Yeah. So there's a little homage to Crimson Peak. So like the love interest, he's a baronet, but the difference is his family was like they gambled away their money and stuff, and so to make ends meet and keep up appearances, the men took up grave robbing and selling it to the medical people and stuff. So this is Victorian England, and so he was forced as a child to grave rob, and ever since then, like he can see the ghosts of all the graves that he's robbed, and he has to keep doing it to keep up the income so that he can afford to keep the house and everything and provide for his new wife that they get married in this short story. And yeah, some things go down. And one last ghost at the end.
I really like the concept of your ghost thing storyline. Sounds so interesting.
Yeah. It's fun. I wrote it back in like 2021, I think. So it's finally finding a home. It's been rejected like 5 times.
They just didn't understand.
Apparently.
This one was like, hey, so we get it, but our readers might not get it. So could you fix it?
Exactly. Like we had to read it twice, and then it was awesome. But like,
once we put the pieces together, that reminds me. CB and I do like 2 book talks a month, where like she picks a book for me to read, and I pick a book for her to read, and then we like talk about them. And while I was reading Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, there's like this little mystery in the mountain town where they're trying to figure out like why people are losing their souls. And I was in a call with CB as I was reading it, and I was like, okay, I see all the clues. I understand everything that's going on, but I don't know enough about Chinese lore to put the pieces together. And then it was revealed, and I was like, son of a bitch, I should have known it was a monkey paw situation. I was so pissed. I was like, why did I not think of that? I would like to say hello to all the peoples saying hello. I accidentally clicked on... I meant to click on Gwenna, but I just saw Gwenna in Alice's comment, so I clicked on that.
Hi, Gwenna!
And walked. Also, hello, Gwenna and Heather. And Cool Gamer still. Heather got set up. Awesome. Bella says, I'm about a quarter of the way through the current piece, and now I'm going to help my mom with something, so I might not be back until the next sprint has started, but overall I'm feeling good. Well, I'm glad you're feeling good about the progress, and, you know, you got to help moms with things. Joe Crazy worked on an outline and harassed their cat. There. Louise, total goof off, let's call it self-care. I'm okay with that. Yep, Cool Gamer's still here. Gwenna, 493 that sprint.
Nice.
RP got through both questionnaires from me and started on the questionnaire from another beta. Nice. Overall, pretty consistent feedback, which is really nice. That is. I'll say the one downside to consistent beta feedback is when they all consistently tell you the same thing is wrong. And you're like, yes, I know, I understand now. You're like, I got it. But it is like reassuring when it's like, okay, everybody's saying the same thing, because now I know what to fix. It's fine. A lot of things that I was unsure of are the things everyone is bringing up. And so, I also hate when they do that, because you're like, I know, I knew, I know, and now you're confirming. But I'm mildly exaggerating because I am a dramatic individual, but these are also based on my feels. Some other stuff that are pretty clear in my head, and I just didn't quite get them onto the page the way I thought. That's the story of my first drafts, because of my dyslexia. I'm like, no, this is totally how it's going on. It's like, Sam, no. Also, other small things that are really easy fixes that I just didn't think about until someone mentioned. He sees the ghost.
My computer. I'll be right back. But yes.
Jessica spent that entire sprint doing mom stuff and wrote up my packing list, which is a lot longer than I originally expected. Lisa has almost finished the book. Did you start it today or did you start it yesterday? I don't remember. Annika, how did your sprint go?
I ate breakfast and wrote 440 words.
That's right. That's one of my things with migraines is I sometimes, the short-term memory gets shot. So
yeah, that's fine. Like, not fine that your memory gets worse, but
no, I get
if you don't remember everything.
I would always rather ask somebody twice than accidentally miss someone. So
Yeah.
that's why I do that. I shall do that next Sprint Fox. My husband and I are lamenting about how much the heat wave sucks. I'm like, I have our bedroom fan in the garage den pointed right at me, which is saying a lot because I hate having fans directly on me, but it is very necessary right now. And he's like, yeah, I've got 3 or 4 fans pointed at me. It's not doing anything. I'm like, damn.
How hot is it there?
How, I don't know. What does my weather say? Weather today. For some context, my husband works in a factory, though, so however hot it is outside, it is astronomically hotter inside. It's so hot, I have an extreme heat warning. Oh, wait, no, that's for Twin Cities. I'm not there. Okay. You're supposed to be smart, computer, and use my location to know where I am. Oh, it's supposed to rain today. That's why my head feels like this. Mystery solved. Currently, I love this. It says currently 83 degrees, but it really feels like it's 92. I will convert that to Celsius.
It's 28 Celsius.
So it feels like 33 Celsius.
Oh my god.
Which I love that, like, the weather apps have figured out that it doesn't always feel the way that it is. So yeah, and like I said, however, our air quality is fair, though, so that's good. But however hot it is outside, it is almost always 10 degrees Fahrenheit hotter. So my husband's probably like in 101 to 103 right now. And I'm in a cement box. It's not as hot as it could be, but
I don't think I've ever been anywhere that's as hot as like 100 Fahrenheit. Except for sauna, but that's a different thing.
oh, but 100-degree sauna feels so good. This does not feel so good.
100-degree sauna is cold.
What?
Like 100 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, that would be hot.
It's only 40 Celsius-ish. So that's cold in sauna.
Oh, cold in sauna. Okay, gotcha. Also, welcome back from dinner, JC. I shall unmute you for you.
Hey here. Hi. What did I miss?
Okay. Lisa started the book yesterday. It was a short book, to be fair. That is fair. RP gave an example, like, he likes that his thoughts were confirmed. Like, the early death of Rona is a thing that I wasn't sure of anyway, so I feel justified in changing how that scene goes in the next draft. Part of me is like, oh, does that mean Rona gets to live? And then another part of me is like, or does it mean she just gets to live longer? So, Bella said, I'm back for a bit. Sam is dramatic. I couldn't tell on the file. I forgot about that. I went looking for my photos for that because, like, usually Fox and I don't use any photos from that photo shoot because it was like a 1920s boudoir theme. No, 1920s pinup themed photo shoot. So usually I don't use any of those photos, but I was like, I know there's a photo there of me just being the most dramatic at a fine angle for YouTube, and I found it because that's just how I feel about this whole month and summer. In central North Carolina, it'll be 97 plus next week, going to be hell since I work outside, and it'll be 100 here Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I hope this heat wave goes away before I go to California. Because I don't want to work outside unloading the truck. What the fuck they mean they're in the 60s and 70s? Those bastards. Our heat wave isn't over there.
I had to go look up the thumbnail. It's like, there's the dramatics.
Yes. Fox said correct. I'm not putting your ass in a thumbnail. I don't know that YouTube would let me put my ass in a thumbnail, Fox. So, there's that.
You know, it might work for an OnlyFans thumbnail.
I haven't done one in a while, but for a little bit, me and my friend Chrissy would both like save up to budget doing boudoir photo shoots together. It was quite fun.
Nice.
Bella said, "Yeah, we're coming off of a long heat wave here in Los Angeles." Oh, so what you're saying is you had the heat wave first, and when I get there, it'll be gone, huh? That's
Fingers crossed.
That's what I'm hoping. I mean, it won't be so bad after Tuesday, because after Tuesday we'll be working inside, but it's not exactly air conditioned during setup. So it'll be hot, and I am a baby. I melt. Apparently my medication might in fact make that worse. So that's fun.
Always fun. Always.
I am checking our stream subject. This is the quietest Laura and JC have been on stream together that I have ever seen.
I don't know what you mean.
All right, so a writerly topic, because I should be responsible. So does everybody want to share like how they got into writing? Like
Sure.
what inspired you to tell stories via the art of prose and words?
I can start.
I got into writing in school, in lower secondary school, because we did lots of writing assignments, creative writing assignments for Finnish class, and I really enjoyed telling stories, and my teacher actually read all my stories, even though they weren't all assignments, but she still read them all, and I'm eternally grateful for that, because it gave me the courage to continue writing.
Nice.
I'm glad that you had that courage to go. JC, are you running away from me?
Maybe.
JC's running away from her turn. But no, I'm glad that you discovered, like, not only discovered something that you really enjoyed through school, but then continued to pursue it, because...
Yeah, and I've been actively writing for 7 years now, which is almost half of my life. So...
Did you say 17 years or 7 years?
7.
So you're 14?
No, I said almost half. I'm 20.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's why I was like, wait. So,
Nice.
JC, what got you into writing?
Laura, what got you into writing?
What got JC into writing is what got me into writing, maybe. I don't know.
JC knew she wanted to be a writer since she was 6. I don't know what else. Oh, it was the episode of Reading Rainbow. It told me I could be a storyteller and I could take all the stories in my head and put them on paper and people would like them. And I knew that was what I wanted to do with my life since then.
You took
And
that
then huh?
I said, and you took that personal.
I did, and I have. I think I have. And at 10, I started writing poetry to express myself because no one would listen. So.
Oh.
I also started writing poetry as a teenager for the same similar reasons as JC, because like I had so many thoughts I could never express to anyone, so I started doing poetry, and I still do that.
That is a great emotional tool for teenagers.
It is.
I might try to get my children into poetry now, or at least reading some of it. Laura.
So
also, I love reading Rainbow. Sorry, I meant to say that, and I forgot. And I'm
best show ever.
It is. I sang the song Reading Rainbow, like the opening theme, to my daughter. She's never seen an episode of Reading Rainbow, but she really loves the song because, like, when I used to give her a shower to wash her hair and stuff, she would be scared of the shower. So while I like washed her hair, I would sing Reading Rainbow. It's in a book, and then one day, like, I showed her the song, and she just really loved it. So very, very deep connection with the Reading Rainbow theme song specifically.
Nice.
The song said you can do anything. I believed it.
I can't do anything.
So take on the sinner. All right, Laura.
Well, when I was a child.
When I was a young whippersnapper.
Mm-hmm. An ankle biter, if you will. I don't know. I slightly dabbled, maybe. I made a comic book once, like Captain Underpants comics. I did one chapter that was basically a Lord of the Rings fan fiction when I was in high school-ish. I don't know. But, like, I didn't really write. I did a couple of, like, I started writing some fanfics in college when I was in my dark days, but I didn't actually start, like, writing until 2019. Yeah, November 2019. So I had heard about these fangled things called bullet journals, and I was looking for videos on bullet journaling, and this one YouTuber was doing a bullet journal for something called NaNoWriMo. I was like, what the heck is that acronym? So I found out about it, and I was like, I want to do that. So I did. I won my first nano, my first attempt.
As a dyslexic, I just want to say everyone is very generous with NaNoWriMo because they give the WR an I that's not there. So the acronym is actually like NaNoWriMo, and I can't actually read it any other way because I know the I isn't there.
So my first thing that I like wrote really to completion was November 2019. And then after that, I would do a revision during camps. So I would only write during a NaNoWriMo month, either a nano or a camp. And then I read the writing craft book, The Anatomy of Prose, and it introduced me to something called flash fiction. And I was like, hey! And then I started writing like every month out of the year. So, yeah.
What do you mean the I isn't there, Sam? I'm like, wait. Pretty sure the I is in there.
Is there an I? It is.
There isn't. I'm like, I had to actually go Google it because I'm like, am I crazy? Because I could have sworn the I is there. I was like, wait, am I losing it?
The chaos that I accidentally unleashed. Poor Laura sharing her backstory, and I've got JC trying to remember.
That's why I was like, you see anything? I'm like, wait, because I'm over here like, wait, let me Google because I
Oh,
could
there
have
is
sworn.
an eye.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, you had me thinking I was losing
I
it for a
did. I
second. I was
saw
like,
it.
all these years, have I been wrong? Like, wait, did I see something that wasn't there?
So then they
Oh
just
God.
cheat because that gives writing 3 letters and everything else only has 2, and that's why I
Well,
have
writing
never
is more important.
That may be fair. That's not the point. The point is, my brain was not processing that.
Nat Nov, right, Mom?
Oh,
But,
Sam.
so for me to answer the question, I have always wanted to tell stories and be a storyteller ever since I was a child. I have circulated through many a storytelling format, acting, voice acting. I did drama in high school, and I tried to do comics and manga for a while. I hate paneling with passion, and therefore I shall never do it again unless I team up with an artiste. Because fuck panels. They're so devastatingly important. And my brain and I don't function with planning panels out very well. So I accepted that was not my claim to storytelling fame. And when I was about 12, I read In the Forest of the Night by Amelia Atwater Rose. Now, I have always been a voracious reader and ingester of stories in general. And when I got to the back of the book, it said that the author was only like 13. And I was like, bet I can do this too, because I was 12. And that sent me down my long journey of learning how to write creatively and how to tell a story. And so like one of my favorite things to do is just always to listen to interviews from storytellers, be it like authors or even Shigeru Miyamoto from The Legend of Zelda. Like he made The Legend of Zelda and did a lot of their, I hesitate to say plot lines, but they do have plot lines and whatnot. So, but he did a lot of the stories with Zelda, and so not all of the Zeldas have plots. You like,
I do that?
Well, like the first one, the plot is very simple. Go kill Ganon and get the princess out of the prison. And then the second one, she like falls asleep. And I'm playing through the second one right now. And so far, there is actually like 2 characters who like this one character's name was like I am Error, and I'm like all right there, buddy. And then I went to another town and it said go talk to Error about this thing, and I'm like, we're acknowledging that as a name.
Is it Error 404?
I know exactly where he lives.
Is it Error 404?
But he said that for him, a lot of the story and stuff comes from like the world the game is built in and through playing the game and interacting with the characters. And I'm like, that is true. That's for the Zelda games and everything. And like later on, they do have storylines and plots. Skyward Sword has one of my favorite bromances in all of video game history. They took my school bully, like I'm Link, and they took my school bully and they redeemed him, and then we were best buds by the end of the game. And I was like, how did they make me like him? He was a meanie. So also has one of the best villains in the world. His name is Demise. He's this like primordial god entity, and after he like escapes, he dead ass looks at you and he's like, I am so unthreatened by you, I am going to open another dimension and wait for you in there and then just come at me whenever you're ready. And he does. And I'm like, I love this man. I have to kill him, but I fucking love him. So, and then he like curses my entire line, but that's neither here nor there.
Self-confidence, thy name is Demise.
But yeah, so that got me into storytelling. My first like public sharing of stories and stuff was through fan fiction because I was very paranoid on the internet that if I posted anything original, people would steal it. I now no longer care. Steal it. If you can't write better than me, that's not my problem. I'll just write more things. Just don't get fucking rich off my work. I'll be pissed. Then I'll sue you. Otherwise, it is what it is. For me, it's more like a lot of people write for themselves, but I'm one of those people that I write for my readers, and so it's their reactions that bring me joy and delight. I see y'all. So most of my screen is taken up by Restream, and then I just have Discord like in this little sliver, and I just see the word ego 4 times on the bottom line, and I just know that when I click on it, it's going to be Fox going ego, 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 ego. Sam's origin story. I mean this in the kindest way. Ego, ego, ego. You're not wrong, though. It's very true. BRB stealing Folger's Girl and expanding it into a full-length novel. Fox, you can't write Jamie Snark correctly, so you can't steal Folger's Girl.
Best thing about waking up is incest in your cup.
No, I fucking hate that is the thing.
That stupid commercial.
That is a weird commercial. I'm not going to deny it. That commercial should be burned in the fires of hell. But, like, I like the smell of Folgers, and it tastes good, so I'm just going to ignore their very bad decision to cast somebody who clearly had a crush on the other actor playing their sibling. I think that unfortunately happened with Wizards of Waverly Place now.
Oh.
Fox, you are a writer. Not being able to copy somebody else's writing style does not make you not a writer. It just makes you not a skilled thief.
That makes you not that specific writer.
Exactly. Also, hello, Kagihime. When I was a young warthog. I have no idea what we're talking about. We were talking about what got us into writing. So what got you into writing, Jess?
So when I was younger, I always thought that my friend or my sister would be the author and I would be the illustrator. So, yeah.
That's very fair. Well, Laura, we can team up together. You can do my panels. You know, with all that free time you have.
Oh, so much free time. I've been getting 1 day off a week. So.
Sounds like that day is going to be dedicated to our con. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't have the time to commit to that, even if we were being semi-serious, which we're not. All right, but you posted about it.
Yeah.
Oh, the Folgers commercial talk. Ah, okay, I see. Hold on.
If you scroll down, Jessica did answer.
Don't believe they're silent. J.C. and Laura are plotting something. I did not see these, and I don't know why. All right.
Are we, Laura? Are we plotting something, Laura?
Oh, no.
Jessica said, I honestly can't remember a time I didn't want to be a writer, so I can't even answer the question. It's just always been my goal to write and publish stories. That's very fair. Jessica just came out of the womb and went, Mom, I need a book deal.
She said, Mom, give me a pen. I got stories to tell.
Don't even know.
I remember I was like maybe 14 when I decided I'm gonna publish a book one day. Mm-hmm. And I'm still working on that. But I have my whole life ahead of me, so I have a lot of time to publish a book.
Yes.
I was thinking about studying literature, but turns out I'm studying art.
Hey, I originally got into art because when I decided I was going to write a book, I noticed a trend where the people on the book covers don't match the inside descriptions. Like I would be reading a book about a redhead and you look on the cover and they're blonde and I'm like, excuse? This is what? And that really, really bothered me. So I was like, I will draw my own covers. And then I learned in traditional publishing, you have absolutely no control over your cover unless like you're already successful. And I was like, well, there went that. But now I seek to hybrid publish, so there's that. All right, are we ready?
I suppose.
Let's go.
Yep.
I would like to share a story. Because I was listening to music while I was working, and it reminded me today. So Chris worked, thus my grandmother ferried me and my children back and forth from my nephew's birthday party. And I was starting to wonder if I had frozen because no one was coming back on camera. So, hold on, let me unmute everybody. But yeah, and in the car, my grandmother was listening to like an 80s station, and Careless Whisper came back on. Well, like in between talking, me and my grandma were singing to Careless Whisper, and then she like heard / caught the children also singing Careless Whisper, and she was like so touched and amused because she was just like, "You can tell there are kids," and I'm like, "Yes." Because that is a big thing that my family does, and so it was just a really cute moment. How did everybody do that sprint? I finished going, like, I had already said that I finished the revisions. Then I was going through and slowly reading over the chapter, adding in a word or two here and there, and looking for places that I could highlight to, like, you know, maybe revise them for later. And then my brain was like, oh, we forgot to record the children's reading in the chart because they're like doing a reading challenge for the summer. One for the library, which is like read 1,000 minutes over the summer, and the other one with Books A Million, which is like read 4 books from our list, right? So I was like, oh, I gotta go log that before I forget, because I won't be taking my laptop into my room tonight. I will be leaving it here. Since I have to stream in 6.5 hours anyway. So, yes, that's what I got done. I am toward the bottom of page 4 of 11. I don't think it's going to grow beyond 11. Oh, it might. Just all I need is one more line and it will be on a page 12. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So, Annika, what did you get done?
I got bored with my actual project, so I started translating it into English.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and I got like a bit over 400 words done, which
Nice.
is really good considering I have to think about some words, like what would be the closest equivalent to the Finnish thing.
Yeah, and like for some phrases and stuff, for good localization, you have to be like, does this phrase, does this, like, you know, Finnish phrase make sense in English, or is there an English equivalent to the phrase? So I could
sometimes the phrasing just doesn't make sense, so I need to tweak some things.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with languages and linguistics, and it's really interesting. Like, I like watching the compilation videos and stuff where it's just like, you know, Spanish phrases that don't make sense in English. And I'm like, I mean, technically no, but I don't know if it's just because I'm from the South or like where my area, but I'm like, but I can think of a lot of phrases that would equate to essentially the same thing. So
yeah, like,
so it's fun.
When I think about Finnish phrases that don't make sense in English, the first thing that comes to mind is to have things in a glove.
To have things in a what?
Glove. Like the thing you put on your hand.
Glove. What does that phrase mean?
It means that you're handling things.
Oh, okay. So like you've got all your ducks in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Okay, cool. I've learned a new colloquialism. Well, the translation of it anyway. I'm trying to see, because I made an error. I forgot to. No, I didn't. I did star it. Bella says, oh, real quick, JC, how did you do? Yeah, you thought you were going to get away.
I was hoping. I watched another episode of Chicago Fire, and I was playing a game.
That's fair. It is late at night. So. Bella says, my story for how I got into writing isn't as happy. I was bullied in middle school and ended up diving into writing, especially at lunches or personal working time in class. The first story was a dialogue script, which was a mashup of multiple different anime and cartoons into one, Inuyasha Vampire Knight. Weirdly, the magic rings from an Iron Man cartoon. Fun but weird. Hey, do what you gotta do. That sounds very much like, so my friends and I had like this role play world we constructed, which was basically just like a giant world where any and all the anime characters existed. So, and we all had OCs, and we would like role play them at lunch and stuff, draw pictures. It was fun. CV said, I am cursed to never pop into a stream when people are talking. Well, are you still here? Gwenna said, got my next month's to-do list done and now settling into a late night snack before bedtime. Night, friends. I need to do my schedule for July before next week. I am skipping the first Monday of July because I will not be in Tennessee. So, no, I will be. But I'll,
it's still here.
Not of July. Sorry. I confused myself because technically the 1st of July is a Tuesday. So I was like, yeah, I won't be here the first Monday of July. And then I'm like, wait a second, I'm not flying out till Tuesday. And I'm like, but that's June's last Monday, not July's first Monday. So I confused myself. Lisa said, finished reading that book and started the next. Nice. Luis had a great day, wrote lots and got a couple of other big projects done that I've been procrastinating about. Thanks to everyone for today. Glad that you were able to make progress, and presumably that means you enjoyed the company. I got distracted with deleting emails. Bruh, sometimes you just get honed into that and you're like, die. Joe Crazy is 615 words into a chapter. Nice. RP finished going through beta feedback and worked on beta questionnaires, finished the questionnaire for section 5, then realized I had to go back and finish the questionnaire for section 4 as well. You do this to yourself a lot, RP. You get ahead of yourself. You're like, yeah.
But finishing things is hard.
CV is home. Finishing things is hard, but he likes to finish the one for like the next section and then there was, what was it? RP, correct me if I'm wrong, but there was I think you wanted to work on questionnaire 4 or 5, but then you realized you had to go, I think it was 5. I think he wanted to work on 5, and then he realized he had to finish questionnaire 4, but then he realized he had to finish questionnaire 3.
Okay, that could be, yeah.
He's just real excited about questionnaire 5, I think. But like, it's great. I love seeing the enthusiasm and everything. And did I say enthusiastrum?
I wasn't going to say
what
anything.
you said.
I heard. Oh God, I can't even talk now. I heard enthusiastrum. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to say anything. But you said fine. It, so.
It's the dyslexia. We all know. Okay, yeah, I was remembering, right? RP said he did that once. Also, I have been beta reading RP's book. I believe section 2 was chapter 3, so I think I've read the prologue and the first 3 chapters, and it is quite good. I highly recommend betaing. RP is just working 10 steps ahead without fully knowing what the previous 9 are. He's like a flea. He's just going back and forth. It's fine. It's fine. As long as the questionnaires are done by the time he sends the sections out, that's all that matters. Like nobody's gonna, be upset if questionnaire 5 is done before questionnaire 3, as long as questionnaire 3 is done when section 3 is sent out.
Yeah, nobody is even gonna know about that if the section 5 was done before section 4, although they just told us, but everyone else is not gonna know.
He said the thing is, I did the questionnaires in bursts, so I thought 3 was done, so I skipped ahead, then realized it wasn't. Whoa, thanks, guys. RP, the love language of my channel is roasting each other. If you don't leave a shade and a half darker than you came here for, you weren't loved enough.
Oh, well, now I feel special. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I know you love me.
How did you not know? Now I'm offended. I have to try harder.
No, you're good. You're good.
JC immediately regretted that bit. CB is being smothered by Storm. For context, Storm is her cat, whom is she's not an anti-snuggle cat, but she is definitely a personal space cat. But CB's been visiting her family for the past week and a half, so now her cat is just like, you've abandoned me and now you're back.
Storm is a pretty cat.
She is. And her purr, she has such a nice purr. I know like most cats sound very similar when they purr, but that's not the point. The point is it's still nice. RP said, I really appreciate knowing that I did pretty good, so thank you, Sam. Yes. I am more upset at my migraines for making me put it off so long. Lisa said, I misread that as smothered by a storm. So did I at first. I was very concerned until I remembered Storm was her cat. And then I'm like, oh, I just misread it.
Okay,
yeah,
Sam,
I also
Sam, don't feel bad because I did too. I thought she was saying a storm until you said the cat storm. I was like, oh, okay, that makes much more sense. Okay.
I thought there was a storm going around their house, and they were like, I can't leave my house right now.
We all just immediately were like, oh my God, CB's stuck in her house. It's gonna flood. There's storms everywhere. For those who know she lives in California, that's like an extra level of concerning. But then it's like, oh no, it's a cat. And it like, the sun comes out and everything, and it's just the halo of the cat snuggled there.
She could have been talking about a firestorm, and I'm like, oh no, wait, what? And then you said storm, so I was like, oh, okay, I was seeing that wrong. Glad to know I wasn't the only one.
Our P says, yes, I know, roasting is 100% necessary for my psyche anyway. If my regulars don't roast me, then my ego gets too big. We can't have that.
You have an ego? No.
See, I too say that Fox lies every time he points it out, but RP said, if I'm not getting lightly roasted and doing some light roasting, I can't be friends with someone. 100% agree. Well, I can. It's just like not optimal friendship.
It's not as fun.
Gotta be able to tease a little bit. Just a little.
Fox is saying, how dare you call RP out? The rude, so much rude. I don't care that section 5 is done first. I'm going to judge. It's fine. It's fine. Also, for those who don't know, because I do remember that there are some new people in here. Fox is my best friend in the world, also my alpha critique partner, also does not like public spaces, so he only ever DMs me. And he is forever roasting me. If I don't get a fuck you Sam once a month while I'm streaming, I haven't seen Fox enough.
Now, is that roasting or is that just...
Oh no, Fox and I have a very aggressive sounding friendship. It's fine though.
I'm just messing with you. I've watched you long enough to know how you and Fox are.
Yeah. Let's see. I know I got one this weekend, but what was it for? Oh, I think I said Fox isn't here, so I can do something, and he won't know. And he said, "Fuck you, I am here." And I was like, "Oh, whoops, he is here." So
It's lurking.
Lurking in the
it's
shadows.
not my fault. He hadn't said anything yet, so I didn't know he was here. CB is so happy to be home. That's good.
Just from now on, Sam, know that he's everywhere, all the time.
He tries. Lisa said, "It is late. I can tell because when you said alpha, I thought you were going to stop there. Like, Fox is my best friend and also my alpha." And I was like, what? My brain isn't working. No. I forgot critique partners for a second until halfway through that sentence.
Oh, Lisa.
Well said, the mystical being that is Fox is always watching. He's like Santa for Christmas.
Santa for writers.
He is quite excited about Not For Her finally being put up on the website, because I think I'm like 99.9% certain that Not For Her remains his favorite of all my writing.
Oh.
So it's not my favorite of all my writing, which is funny, but
it happens.
It is. Yeah. We are at, well, we don't have to end it. Nobody is after us, so we're good for another.
I must say the only person who would be after us is you, and you're here.
I mean, not for
another. No, never mind. No, never mind. That's not what I. When you said after us, I thought you meant like gonna get on us, never mind, chastise us. That's. Yeah, it's okay. It's late.
You're good. No, I meant nobody is streaming after us, so we don't have to like shut down before the 3. There's nobody I need to give time to get ready for the next stream.
I picked up on that eventually, just a little slow. That's fine.
Well, I'm on the next stream, but I still got 4 hours to go, so I have plenty of time.
It's easy. Yeah. We do have to end around the 3-hour mark, though, because that is only fair.
Yeah.
Also, well, it's like this. If I keep going until the next stream, it defeats the purpose of taking out the late night streams so that people don't have to deal with FOMO.
No, you don't have to go on till the next stream, but I'm just saying. That's fine. Do what you want. Because, we can't end till Laura gets back. That's not here.
I mean, this is true. We have to at least wait till Laura gets back.
Exactly.
And not, DM her to wait an hour.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to do that. You weren't going to. You might be doing it.
As CB said, gonna turn into a puddle of cat cuddles. Talk to y'all tomorrow.
Aww.
She's abandoned us for her cat.
Good night, CBA. I don't blame her.
Fox says, Not For Her could be your favorite of all your writing if you open your heart. Fox, we know I don't open my heart to my writing. That's why I'm so good at killing characters.
Oh, so you like killing your darlings?
I mean, I have no qualms with killing any of my darlings. And the more I love them, the more I know it will hurt other people. So it's more that I enjoy causing other people emotional reactions.
I don't think I could ever kill a main character. If I was going to kill a character, I have to make them a side character. I'm like, oh, well. You can't be the main character.
I wrote a story once where the POV character was the one that died.
See? No, I can't do that.
It was the origin-ish story. It was like a prequel to another story, and it was about one of the main characters' moms. And so you already knew she was gonna die because of some change.
Okay, well that's different. But
but the short story, well, I had posted it on fanfiction.net, and I had quite a few readers who didn't read the other thing. What in the world?
You froze. You did something. Something happened.
My camera was like, I don't like this. I don't like you killing off that character's mama.
Oh.
So, didn't know my camera cared that much about her. But yeah, so it like gave some. It was a fun short story for me because it like kind of showed the like romance between his parents and then how like his father had slowly gotten corrupted over time by these other forces, and how his mom like maneuvered her own pieces to protect him as he was born and went forward, so that he was the villain's son, but he was never like corrupted by his dad. He just sort of like he was really like a double spy, like double agent, so that he could try to stop his father one way or the other. But yeah, so I wrote that story, and she was the POV character, and I killed her. And a couple of my friends were like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "No one is safe." I had a friend who was like reading one of my stories, and they were like, "Oh, I can love this character because they're a kid, and you wouldn't kill a kid." And my sister looked them dead in the eye, and they were like, "That child is dying. Like, do not." Like, do not love anyone. And I'm like, why you gotta out me like that? I thoroughly enjoy killing off the most loved characters. However, I absolutely hate it when it is done to me, and I have a very long history of loving, like, my absolute favorite characters and things will not only die, they will die sacrificing themselves half the times for characters I don't even fucking care about. And then I'm all like, how could you?
Come back! Come back! Oh, like, God, I sounded like Rose and Tata. Never mind. Anyway. that heifer. She could have just let him on the damn door. Anyway, sorry.
Like in Vampire Diaries, right? I fucking hate Stefan. I cannot stand Stefan. I wanted Stefan to burn and die. At the end of the series, David's all like, I'm going to go sacrifice myself. I'm like, of fucking course you're going to go, because you're my favorite. So of course you're going to go sacrifice yourself. But then Stefan did it. And that was like the most ultimate reversal of my favorite trope. I was like, I did not believe it. I was like, no. I'm like, this can't be. That can't be what happened. I never get this lucky. But then I cried because Damon was so sad. And I was like, how dare you make me cry over Stefan? So upset.
Oh, Lisa, you're funny.
Bella said the best reason for leaving the stream early is pet cuddles. Fair enough. Bella will say that this weekend had kind of gotten fucked up because my mom suddenly decided to have a yard sale, which means I likely won't be available in the morning because I'll be working.
Oh.
Yay. I'm sorry to hear that. That's family do what family do. A new god literally...
You okay?
Very acidic-y burp. A new god literally starts with the character whose POV you're in dying a horrible death.
No.
Jessica, we are two writers.
Jessica's another one who because I've heard a lot about your stories, Jessica. I feel like you would also kill a main character and kill a kid. But in the story, preface that for all the internet overlords who are listening.
We kill a fictional main character, not a
real, not a real person.
Not a person with main character energy. Lisa says, no, you're right. Just
about Rose and Jack. She could let him on the board. I'm just saying. She how you gonna say I'll never let you go and then immediately let go?
That's the kind of stuff that pisses me off. I'm like, don't shoot. You could have just said nothing. You could have just been like, or just
don't give him false hope.
It's supposed to be symbolic, but like instead of saying I'll never let you go, she could have said you'll always be in my heart, and that would have been more like
And she wouldn't have had so many people pissed at her. Of just she gets Kate Winslet gets that question every time she goes on an interview about that controversy. Like, you could have just let him on the door. And I know James Cameron did a whole study and everything to show people that no, in fact, you could not have scientifically, that would not have been possible. But I don't care. Don't make false promises. Don't give him false hope. He's dying. Please just be honest.
This is fiction. Bella said, when your crazy mom has a crazy idea, you need to help her accomplish that idea. Exactly. Always only in a story.
But Jessica, we have to say that because, people are always listening.
Let me tell you, the first time that, when I was introduced to the term kill your darlings, I I was familiar with the concept, as I have always been able to kill off characters and concepts, and if I gotta delete a whole paragraph and redo it to make it better, I'll do it. It's fine. But I call my sisters my darlings. My children, my darlings. And so it's yeah, kill your darlings, and I'm like, I don't know, man. That's a big ask.
I've heard the term to kill your babies.
That's worse. Hold on.
Laura has transformed into a tomato at that.
We waited on you, Laura.
Bella said also, I have
muted.
I have future stories.
I fell asleep.
Oh, stop.
Happens to the best of us.
That's reason to be back.
Laura got ready for bed too hard.
I'm still in clothes.
Some jeans are more comfortable.
Tired. I was like, I hear voices. I think that's a Sam voice.
Oh wait, my house.
I'm on a stream. Hold on.
Oops. Bella says, I am very curious about if Sam will be able to predict which characters will die. It won't change the plan to kill them, but still. We will have to see. There's there's my real predictions, my things that just pop into my head, and then things I can kind of tell just because I've read and taken in so many stories. And I'm like, if it follows conventional storytelling, these things are going to happen. So we'll see. I'll definitely tell you who I think is going to die. Oh my God. Sorry, hold on. Lisa said also there was deaf room on that door. So I have
a huge door. Just saying.
So I used to write fan fiction, as we have established a couple times, as did my husband. And we had a third friend who wrote Zelda fan fiction. Well, we still have him. That's not the point. So he's still alive. We still communicate. So there were the three of us. We all wrote Zelda fan fiction. And he had a story. He had this OC that I was very neutral toward. I was just like, yeah, he's fine. He finished the first story, right? He starts the sequel to the first story. And all through that one, toward the end, toward the middle or the end of the first story, I was all like, man, I really like the OC. He's becoming one of my favorite characters. And I'm like, oh, I really love him. He's definitely my favorite character now. All the while, my friend is like, son of a bitch, Sam, you can't do that. Because he already had everything planned out. He died, sacrificing himself. And then in the sequel, he came back as an undead warrior for the enemy. And I was like, you sorry son of a bitch, how could you do this to me? And he was like, I mean, you do it. And I'm like, this is not the point. I'm very hypocritical when it comes to what I like in my reading. I will be the first to admit that I will dislike what authors do to me and then do it to other people. It's fine. There's a difference between what we like to read and what we like to write. Do you have opinions on that, JC? Are you sure? You can share with the class. This is a safe space.
Sure, I just, the irony.
Hey,
Like,
nobody important dies and not for her.
important to you. But what if it's important to someone else?
I don't think they'd be important to anybody. I made my cannon fodder pretty good foddery. I think everyone will be fine with their death. What do you think, Laura? You've read it.
Oh, what are we talking about?
Laura's like, I just want to.
Laura's like, I'm still asleep. Sorry.
I am.
All right, we'll go ahead and end this stream so that everybody can get rested up for the next stream, number 10, in the morning with, I believe, Sarah is hosting it.
Yeah.
My brain's like Sarah Cannon. No, Sarah Cahill.
Sarah Cahill.
Yeah.
Oh, Laura.
Sarah Cahill and Annika, and then I'm hosting stream 11 at 7 in the morning my time, and then Sarah's hosting the break stream, and then Holly, and then CB's our last write-in, and then there will be the closing ceremony, which everybody should go to because Sarah and I have an announcement during the closing. So
The closing ceremony starts at 1 a.m. my time.
you should rewatch it when you wait, or you should watch it on the replay when you wake up.
Yeah, I probably will.
Look, not me looking like 1 a.m. is early. Because, I'm me. And, I mean, it's 1 a.m. for me right now. So I'm like, it's early.
It's 12 a.m. for me. And you see that I am more awake now than I have been all day.
I forget that everyone's not right out.
We are nocturnal animals. All right. I will be merciful and not make you guys do outros since Laura is still asleep.
Thank you.
But I will catch everybody tomorrow. Bye.